My sister-in-law married my childhood bully. During his wedding speech, he insulted me, not knowing I'm the CEO of his company. I told him to come to my office the next day, and he looked terrified and shocked. My name is Sandra Smith, and I'm 32 years old. About 3 years ago, I married my favorite person, Mike. We have a wonderful relationship, and I'm also very close to his sister, Emily. We get along like sisters. My husband and I have known each other for 10 years before getting married, so we are like parents to Emily. We've always wanted her to grow up well and have watched over her closely. When Emily reached an important milestone and got a marriage proposal from her fiancé, she wanted to introduce him to us, her surrogate parents. She said, "I would like to introduce my fiancé to you both." This was a very special moment for us because we had cared for Emily like our own daughter and were happy to see her finding a partner and striving for a happy future. It was a joyful time for me and my husband Mike, and our hearts were full of happiness. Finally, the day came when Emily brought her fiancé, Daniel, to meet us. Daniel seemed to be around my age, maybe 32, and he was 5 years older than Emily. This made me realize she preferred older men. I observed him discreetly and was impressed by his solid features and calm demeanor. However, I noticed Daniel was glancing at me repeatedly. I wondered if he had something he wanted to say to me or if something about me concerned him, or was it just a coincidence? This question lingered in my mind. I quickly checked my clothing and hairstyle for any issues, but found nothing wrong. Perhaps realizing that staring at me was impolite, Daniel quickly averted his eyes. In the end, we couldn't understand why he was observing me so closely. Still, Mike and I decided not to worry about it and continued to introduce ourselves and converse with Emily and Daniel, who were sitting across the table from us. "Please take good care of my younger sister," was a classic phrase exchanged, and Mike responded with a smile, "Emily, I'm entrusting you to him." With this, Mike entrusted Emily's future happiness to Daniel, creating a warm atmosphere at the gathering and easing the initial tension of our first meeting. There was a moment when Mike asked Daniel a question he was curious about. "Daniel, may I ask where you work?" I was very interested in his answer and listened attentively. Daniel answered proudly, "You might have heard of it. I work at TE Company, which is growing rapidly right now." "TE Company?" I asked. "Is that a famous game development company?" "Yes, that's right," Daniel replied. "I actually changed jobs to work there last year. I didn't leave my previous job because I disliked it. TE Company directly scouted me because they valued my skills. So this is like a promotion." "Don't worry, I didn't start as a regular employee," he explained. Hearing this, Mike and I were amazed. I widened my eyes in surprise, and our eyes met. Seeing our reactions, Daniel seemed convinced his story had impressed us and continued to speak with even more pride. "That's why I would like you to trust me completely with Emily. I'm rapidly climbing the career ladder at TE Company, and I'm progressing faster than most. Even though I started as a regular employee, my salary will quickly increase, and my position in the company will improve rapidly. So please rest assured," Daniel said. Hearing his words, I was so surprised that I was at a loss for words. TE Company is very famous, and I am well aware of it. Mike must also know of TE Company. However, he doesn't work there, so he might not know all the insider information. I think both Emily and Mike are aware that TE Company has a great reputation in the industry. However, it seemed like neither of them had imagined that her fiancé, Daniel, would quickly rise through the ranks at TE Company after joining. I never imagined that Daniel's career was progressing so quickly. There were parts of his story that made me feel a bit uneasy, but I decided to believe him when he talked about being recruited by TE Company and climbing the career ladder at an incredible pace. As our conversation shifted away from work topics, I eagerly asked Daniel and Emily about how they first met. They said they were introduced by a mutual friend. Daniel was looking for a life partner but didn't like attending matchmaking events, so he met Emily through a trusted friend. Emily was interested in having a boyfriend but wasn't actively looking, so she agreed to meet Daniel when a friend suggested it. "I really love how Daniel makes me smile," Emily shared. "His slightly awkward but adorable side really captures my heart." As they shared their feelings with us, it was as sweet as sugar. Even though we weren't eating anything sweet, their close bond and deep affection for each other were very clear. However, there was something that bothered me. As they were leaving our house, Daniel and I walked them to the front door. Daniel started talking to Emily about bringing rice and other gifts. Then, while standing a bit apart, Daniel approached me and suddenly asked, "Hey, do you perhaps not remember me?" I tilted my head in surprise at his unexpected question. "Do you really not remember me?" he asked again, sounding a bit skeptical. I couldn't recall anyone named Daniel from my past. He was handsome, but no specific memories came to mind. Seeing me trying hard to remember, Daniel sighed slightly, unable to hide his disappointment. "Now comment update to tag you on part 2.